Hey guys, for those that are interested, I'm currently live on YouTube. So if you want to ask me some questions, now would be the time to do it. Join my YouTube channel. Should be pretty easy to find. Again, go to my profile, click the play button, the YouTube channel in it. Hey guys, for those that are interested, hey guys, hey guys, for those that are interested, I'm live on YouTube right now. So yeah, if you want to ask me some questions, now would be the time to do it. Otherwise, yeah, guys, I'm currently live right now on YouTube. If you want to ask me some questions, now would be the time to do it. Just to show proof. Yeah, it's live. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop by and let me know. Yeah, guys, I'm currently live right now on YouTube. Yeah, guys, I'm currently live right now. So if you're interested in asking me questions, feel free to drop by my YouTube channel. Should be able to find it in my profile. Go to my profile, go to the play button. Should be pretty easy to find. If you have any questions, now would be the time to ask them. Yeah, guys, I'm currently live right now. So if you're interested in asking me questions, feel free to drop by my YouTube channel. You should be able to find it in my profile. Go to my profile, go to the play button. Should be pretty easy to find.
To the teenage girl in the dark green Chevy Malibu that cut me off on Orchard Road in Aurora, Illinois at a red light, when you brakes, you don't know how heavy I am, but let me show you. I am 79,020 pounds. That's a big-ass animal. That's bigger than any dick you've ever taken up your ass, and you would have been forced to take this up your ass because we don't do fender benders. Look at the mess you caused in my truck for me having to stand on my brake. I hope that text that you were texting when you pulled out in front of me was worth it, because it almost cost you your life. If I hadn't been paying attention, it would have. Remember that the next time you pull out in front of a semi, you don't know how heavy we are. To the teenage girl in the dark green Chevy Malibu that cut me off on Orchard Road in Aurora, Illinois.
For those that are wondering, because may see this later. Yes, I'm on TikTok right now. I'm presently checking out some videos. So somebody gets here and starts asking questions. Questions of what I might do when it comes to some videos I may watch on TikTok.
You would have been forced to take this up your ass because we don't do fender benders. Look at the mess you caused in my truck for me.
I know how that feels.
Because it almost cost you your life. If I hadn't have been paying attention, it would have.
Being an owner operator, it kind of sucks when you have to hit the brakes all of a sudden. And we can't stop on a dime like four-wheelers can.
Chevy Malibu.
Hi, Angel 101. We all have good days and we all have bad days.
Ain't that the freaking truth?
Reason to take it out on a purpose to be treated. You don't know what kind of day they're having, and you could just happen to make their day and change their life.
Yep.
The second that we...
Ah! Dude, that's huge!
I killed this spider.
Just to kind of give you guys an idea. That motherfucker is huge. I'm not kidding. I would not want to fuck with that.
Lost spray, don't fail me now.
Kind of home, baby. Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's one huge ass motherfucking spider.
I'm terrified.
Where the fuck do you live to have something that fucking big? Holy shit! And here I thought the spiders I had were big. Damn! The fuck? Well, it's a frog, but it looks like it's missing a leg. It ain't missing a leg. It just had it tucked under him. That was weird. Some of the things people post on here. And that's a duet. I remember seeing this. That's a bunch of bullshit, what that was. I'm sure everybody heard about it by now. The bikers from Massachusetts getting hit by a truck. I think it was like 6 or 7 people that died. That's just bullshit.
So I'm here at a charity car show. I'm dressed as Hella. I got Wonder Woman and Harley Quinn. And I've already made a couple kids cry. To today's my birthday, so I went to the store to pick up a cheesecake and a six-pack of beer. I get up to the counter, and the guy's like, "Oh, I don't need to see your ID, ma'am." Now I have a legit reason to eat the entire cheesecake bar. What?
Oh, get off, Mom. Okay, it's your birthday, I understand that, but come on.
On the door and we have like a whole conversation. Apparently he's on TikTok too. So, Power Guy, if you find me here on TikTok, hi, it was nice to meet you. Oh, that's fun.
So there I was.
Hey, Big Daddy.
Yeah, baby.
Most country boys find sexy to what I find sexy.
Yeah, that's about right.
Most country boys find sexy to what I find sexy. Most country boys find sexy
No, that's not sexy.
to what
That's
I
sexy.
find sexy. Most
I'm
country
gonna have to
boys find sexy
agree with Inked Up Satan on that one.
to what I.
I'm your best kid. Control your lady friend. This bridge is not. I'm making a TikTok, and it shows off my body. So if you're on TikTok and you're a redhead and you're hearing all this, B6 is the best filter, don't
No,
use
it ain't.
it. Don't use it, because this is what you look like. Am I Jenny Weasley? I look like literal fire. I'm the fucking sun. If you're
Trust
on
me,
TikTok and you're a redhead,
B6 is not.
B6 is the
It
best
just puts
filter.
way too much
Don't
red in
use
your
it.
hair.
Don't use it, because this is what you look like.
If you're a redhead.
Am I Jenny Weasley? Literal fire. I'm the.
Tie them together, Piglet. Can you tie them up?
I cannot.
Ah, so you cannot.
No, I cannot not.
Not? Who's there? Who? No.
No.
Tie them together.
Take 2 steps forward if you're comfortable.
Yes. I'm bored. Yeah, my connection kind of sucks, so if you notice some of them glitching, oops. I don't have the best connections. Give you an idea. My internet is ran by satellite, and my connection at the moment is bouncing all over the place. So, Wi-Fi connection really sucks. Hardwired, it's no much better, really. Right now, I'm pulling maybe 1 or 2 dots, and it's bouncing. So, it's not even a solid 1 or 2 just staying there. It's fluctuating. And then I sometimes lose a dot altogether. So, it's not the best. And so those that are wondering why I keep looking to the right, you're not staring straight at the camera. That's because YouTube's over here. And then I got something else on my other screen, on the main screen. So I keep looking, checking, see if anybody joins, wanting to know certain questions. There's some questions I'll answer, other questions I won't. Anything that deals with my private life, no. Some of those questions I may have actually answered in my last live video. So you might want to check that out. Probably within the next, I don't know, week and a half, maybe 2. I'm going to start posting videos here on YouTube on this account. And no, this isn't my only YouTube account. I have another YouTube account which I use for posting, I guess you would consider it to be fan fictions. But that was before I actually found fanfiction.net. So since I found that, I've now been posting over there. Other than that, about it. A lot of my fan fictions you'll find in Twilight. I know a lot of people consider Twilight to be, what the hell, you're 36 in your 30s and you're posting fan fictions of Twilight. First off, Twilight isn't just for the teens, so get your head out of your ass. Second off, yeah, I started watching Twilight back when it first started coming out. I've watched the first one in theaters. Couldn't resist. Went back when New Moon came out. Watched that one in theaters. Said to heck with it. Got the books. Read the books from cover to cover within the first probably 3 weeks. And had all 4 read. I couldn't put them down. Oops. And then I got it into Aragon and the books that goes with that. And started writing fan fictions on that. And then I started writing fan fictions on High School DxD. So, and yes, I can read, but I can't speak it. I can read Japanese. So it's not that hard. Hence the reason I have probably all but the last, I think, book or 2 of High School DxD. Plus the current 4 first seasons of High School DxD. Still waiting for the next season to come out here soon. So I understand it from what I've been able to read so far. Did some checking. And I'm not talking an American version of High School DxD. That's just, no. Yeah, it's something a lot of people don't know about me. I know 4 different languages, not including American or English. I know Celtic. Well, of course, it's pretty easy to figure out. It's not a hard language to learn if you know who can teach you. My next language I learned was German. Of course, I've been dealing with a lot of German people, so that was my next available language that I learned. And then I ended up learning Italian, and then followed that with Japanese. The only reason why I started doing Japanese is I found that I like a lot of Japanese anime. And I wanted to actually understand without having the subtitles down below. I wanted to understand what they were saying in the Japanese animes. Which I ended up getting hooked to High School DxD and quite a few others similar to that. Including, I think, what is it called? Blue Anglis? Something like that, I think it's called. I'd have to go back and look, but it's been a while since I've seen it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Like I said earlier, I am a owner-op. If you don't know what an owner-op is, well, you don't know too much about trucking. I own a Peterbilt 389, and I feel that's something not to be bragged about. Yeah, it's great. You get away from home. Being a single dad, a lot of the time my kids don't get to see me a lot, but I need to bring money somehow. Most generally, summers are my worst time to try to find loads, being an owner-operator. Can't seem to find them that easily during the summer compared during late fall into early spring. Summer is my worst time. I'd be lucky if I may pull 3 or 4 loads a month. But those are not cheap, so most generally you'll find maybe pulling a lot of heavy equipment loads. A lot of other drivers wouldn't touch because, well, it's just too heavy to them. I'd touch it, only for the plain fact it's money in the pocket. And when you've got somebody like me that's a single father of 5 kids that you have to take care of, yeah, it does a lot. I'm 36, 5 at home, and then I've got another 2 that aren't at home, and then I've got 3 more that aren't in my custody. And I don't have to pay child support on, only for the plain fact that the mother of those 3 don't have custody of them either. Her aunt does. So they took our rights away pretty much on those 3. I wasn't gonna fight it, only for the plain fact I already had kids of my own that I already have to take care of. It's hard enough to have to take care of 5 at the time. So adding another mouth wasn't exactly to my benefit, and neither for my children. But to begin with, yes, I was paying child support on them as well, which was hurting. You noticed a lot of my clothing, they're ragged. I'm one of those that believe, well, my kids come first. A lot of people have been wondering whether if I have kids or not. Well, I'm one of these parents that don't believe that kids belong on apps. Rather it be on TikTok, rather it be on YouTube, rather it be anything. And so they don't have it on their phones, and I make sure they don't. And I make it really restricted to what apps they can and cannot have. I find an app that doesn't belong on their phone, they lose their phone for a certain amount of time. Whenever time I feel like it's necessary for them to learn their lesson. I also believe that kids under the age of 10 don't need a phone. By 10, depending on the circumstances, depends rather if they need a phone or not. By the time they turn 13, then I can start seeing them having a phone because, well, they need it to do one thing or another. A lot of schools nowadays is requesting that they have some type of a phone to call home on emergency basis, or some type of emergency number left in their file. So you're starting to see a lot more kids at 13, 14 years old having phones that are just flip phones, just to call home on. My oldest has just got her first Android device, and she likes it, but she doesn't like that I restrict her on what apps she can or cannot have. Now, there are apps out there that's like TikTok, that's like Likey, and I guess what you call it now, and Bigelow is another one. That's more kid friendly. It's meant for kids, and all you got to do is search it up and look for it. Don't remember the name of it, so don't ask. I have no idea, but I just know it's there. You just got to search for it. There's apps out there. There's also apps out there where you can actually track what your kids have on their phones as well. Reason why I know this, I've got it. It tells me what they've gotten, what messages they've gotten on their phones, and who sent it. I like it because it shows up in my email. They get a text message, I get a copy of it. Other than that, it's not really much to really tell. I'm not too open in my private life. I mean, I'm currently single. Of course, divorced. Did have a long-term relationship. That didn't quite end too well. She ended up dying in a car crash. And then it took quite a while for me to get in another relationship. And that one didn't end too well. And she thought she was above my kids. And I'm sorry, but my kids come first. I don't care who you are. I believe my kids come first, and she didn't like it. She thought she had been done first before my kids. And sorry, but no. That don't happen. If you, by chance, if you hear if it happens, most generally there's a knock at the door. It's probably one of my kids letting me know that dinner's done. A lot of people think I'm weird, or that I'm I guess you consider more of a, I don't know, live off of somebody else, which isn't actually true. If you knew the whole story, you'd understand why I live with my mom and dad, my stepdad. They're not in the greatest of health, so I try to be home for them. However, when I have to, I got to get out on the road. I got to get out on the road. Nothing really I can do about that. But so we got kind of a lot of people here living at home, including myself and my kids. There's me and my 5 kids, and then mom and dad. Now I call him my dad only for the plain fact he's been there for me for quite a few years. Pretty much it. Let's see. Oh, well, today is 24th. So, what? Almost 2 weeks and a day ago, I turned 36. So, yeah. Besides that, the 9th of this month was my birthday. I'm one of these that after I turn 30, it's just another day for me. Nothing special happens that day, except for maybe me getting drunk. But I think that happens with anybody over the age of 21. It's just one of their days where they can just slough off and do what they want. However, I didn't that day. That day, I was actually on the road doing a short haul. That was fun. But then I got home and I didn't have to do anything. My oldest daughter decided to cook something special for dinner that day, and I had fun. And I didn't get to bed till about probably, 3:30 that morning, the next morning. And so I had fun. Things that I like to do if I did have a woman now. I'm one of these that, yeah, maybe I'm a little oversized or overweight, obese, depending on which way you want to look at it. Camera doesn't it does actually put poundage on you. But yeah, I'm oversized. You'll find a lot of truck drivers actually that way. I'm not saying every truck driver, because I know truck drivers that aren't. They're skinny as hell. But when you're a truck driver, eating healthy doesn't quite fit in your schedule line. So you pack on the pounds. Besides that, that's about it. Now I know I mentioned that I drive a Peterbilt 389. However, it's a stretched chassis, I guess you would be considerate, as it doesn't have the normal chassis on it, and it's got a lift axle. Pretty much that's what I use to hold my loads. And again, I drive a lot of oversized, heavy loads. But otherwise, yeah. Let's see. What else? Oh, well, let's kind of explain a little bit about my OCs, original characters, for those that don't know. First OC I came out with, it's where the name on here came from, was called Willard. It's a demon hybrid. Don't quite know all of its backstory just yet. Still working on that. Besides being a hybrid, he looks like he's in his, of course, 30s. However, it's not like most demons. I mean, a lot of people try to come up with demons that have horns. Well, mine don't. Not all demons have horns. You find that in a lot of movies, a lot of TV shows. People consider horns to be part of the demon. Well, you actually, if you look, 9 times out of 10, that's not always true. Unless, of course, you piss them off. Then their horns come out. Let's see. Next OC character I came out with was Will the Werewolf. That time I had a big bushy beard, and it fit quite right with it. So, and yeah, I'm growing it back out again. I cut it sometimes when it gets to the point where it's unmanageable. Then I get rid of it and start over. I gotta get rid of this at some point. It's starting to drive me nuts. I hate this little patch right here underneath the freaking bottom lip. That actually drives me nuts. But yeah, Will the Werewolf, of course, another hybrid. It's a werewolf, of course, and a demon. And a lot of my characters falls within the DXD, I guess you consider it timeline. Hence the reason why demon, no horns. And unless you, of course, piss them off, then the horns come out. Except for instead of like some of the hybrids on there, you'll find or dragons or whatever. I don't see a lot of them mentioning a lot of werewolves, so I figure why not. So hence the reason where Will the Werewolf comes from. Again, character looks like he's in the 30s. However, he's actually a couple thousand years old. Costumes at the moment, being a single father, 5 kids, money to buy costumes kind of is far and few in between. I probably won't be able to get into getting my costumes until probably this winter, when loads kind of pick up. I find that a lot of people want to do it during the winter because of the roads are being a little easier to travel for heavy loads. A lot of roads you're taking are dirt, so during the winter they've frozen over, and it's harder to break them up when you're traveling with heavy loads. So that's when you end up doing a lot of traveling. when you're a heavy driver. It's pretty much about it. You'll find with me being a person with attention deficit disorder, I can't stay on one topic, so I bounce around. It's not easy for me to stay on one topic. I kind of get bored with it, and I end up switching around, moving around. Make things a little easier. So you'll get information here and there throughout it. People kind of wonder, with me being attention deficit disorder, how am I able to hold a job down, such as truck driver? Well, you're not really having to deal with one scenery when you're a truck driver. You're moving around, so you're not stuck to one thing. So you're not having to concentrate on one thing besides driving. So it makes it easier for somebody like me. You'll find a lot of attention deficit disorder people having that issue, doing similar jobs where they're not stuck to just doing one thing. So it helps. With me being an owner operator, I mean, it helped being able to jump right into it pretty much from the get-go. My dad, my biological father, is the one that I didn't get my truck from when he passed away. Yeah, I was a child between two parents, pretty much. They weren't married. And by the time I got into my pre-teens and teen years, they actually got a job, divorce quite soon. And hi, Mike. Nick? No. Try again. But anyway, one, I'm 36. Two, my attention deficit disorder prevents me. Plus, being in a car accident at the age of 17, it put me to the point of being disabled. I can't join the military because of it. So it prevents me from being there. I do support them. I do have family members that was in the military, but my physical disabilities prevents me from joining the military. I tried, but again, the Army said because of my physical disabilities, just not happening. And well, the car accident left my back in pretty messed up state. I was in a wheelchair after the accident for almost a year and a half. And then it took me that long just to be able to get up and walk with a cane. And it took me 2 years from that point to be able to walk without the cane. So, yeah, it kind of sucks. No, not really. I mean, unless you want to consider the car accident. I mean, it was when I was 17. And coming home from homecoming dance, And log truck driver decides to fall asleep at the wheel, comes across center divide, and hits my car head on. You can pretty much explain that's gonna do some damage. That was the first person actually come in and ask me questions. But anyway. Yeah, I did try to join the military. My car accident prevented me from doing that. It left me pretty messed up. And at the time, I was dating a girl. She was in the car with me. She didn't survive it. It didn't end too well. I ended up suing the car maker, and then on top of that, suing the log company too, that owned the truck. Because they shouldn't have had that driver run the truck for him to be falling asleep at the wheel, and then, yeah. I ended up getting quite a bit of money out of that, but that only lasts for so long, especially when you have medical bills that you have to pay for, treatments that you have to pay for, to be able to get back up and walking again. So, yeah, it's not pretty. It's 45 minutes after 6 here, and Mike Hawk was the only person that really stepped in and asked questions, which is nice to actually see. However, he did get my name wrong. It wasn't Nick, it's Will. But anyway, I'm going to call it quits for today. And as I said earlier, I'm going to go ahead and probably couple of weeks, I'm going to start posting videos here. Not only on TikTok. Some of them will probably be reaction videos to TikTok videos that I've seen on TikTok. But a lot of them I'm going to be posting. I'm going to come up with some backstories on my OCs. Go from there. Probably come up with something for those that live within my area. Because I've been seeing a lot of TikTok meets and stuff like that. But I think they've only had one or two meets here on the West Coast. One was in San Francisco, and I couldn't make that one. And then the other one was in Portland, Oregon. And again, I couldn't make that one. So I might come up with a meet that's more closer to where I'm at for those that want to be here for it. Don't know exactly when that's going to be yet, but anyway. Other than that, I guess I will talk to you guys later. If you have any other questions that you might want to ask, whether it be on my OCs, whether it be on basic topics, there's a lot of things I will discuss, but there's a lot of other things that are private issues that I won't discuss on here or privately. Only for plain fact, it's my private life. Some things I will discuss, a lot of other things I won't. About them. Only for the plain fact, well, again, I don't think it's good. I might brag about them here and there, on their accomplishments, but actually mentioning their names and their ages, not so much. You may see my oldest on here because she is, of course, 7 years old. But that's really going to depend on her. She's less shy. She doesn't like the camera that much. So that's possible, but don't be surprised if you don't. I think that has to do with a lot of what she had to deal with going with her mother. But we'll see. But otherwise, like I said, I'll try get back on and probably do another live in a couple of weeks. Try to answer some of the questions that may pop up between now and then. But we'll see. Didn't get too many questions on my last one, and I think I only got one or two in my private messages asking questions, and I answered those back. But they dealt with more private issues than what I'm willing to talk about in live or on a video. So, but anyway, like I said, if you have any more questions you may come across that I didn't answer in this live or in a video, feel free to leave a comment. There's a lot of things I'll answer, but then again, there's a lot of private things I won't. So if it's something that you really wouldn't answer, then I'd suggest don't ask it. More than likely, I probably won't answer it either. But then there's a lot of other things that I would answer. So it really depends on what you would really do. Pretty much how I can say about it. Until next time, see you guys later.